Hello, sports fan. This is Stephen Hill of Sports Choice Plus. I bring you a very special breakdown. I'm going to be covering the sun is setting in Phoenix. Before I get right into that, I want to make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel so you get all the updates and all the breakdowns. Without further ado, let's get right into it. Looking at the Phoenix Suns and their roster, there was so much put into Phoenix's roster before the season started. There was so much to talk about Bradley Beal and Kevin Durant and Devin Booker, and that was kind of it. That was kind of it. And when you're thinking about Coach Budenholzer and you're thinking about just where this team ended up when they started, there was a lot of injuries. There was a lot of guys in and out of the lineup. There was a lot of non-really cohesive basketball. When you think about the lineups, they mixed and matched. Bradley Beal was starting, then he went to the bench. It was just so many different things that was just wrong. I think they should break the Suns up. I honestly think they should break the Suns up. Devin Booker is 28, 29 years old. He's hitting that verge of his peak. And you think about just everything Kevin Durant is and was. Kevin Durant is almost 37 years old. Bradley Beal is essentially 31, 32. And you got to think, you have nothing resource-wise that you can really trade off of. There's no pieces that you can really move. I think they should move every single star that they have. Even though Bradley Beal does have the no-trade clause, figure out where he wants to go, make it happen so you can get draft capital. If I am Phoenix, I want to get so young. I want to hit the reset button because it's not working. Your championship window is closed. Chris Paul's not coming back through that door. DeAndre Ayton's not coming back through that door. You had a championship chemistry, and you let that go. When you didn't want to pay DeAndre Ayton, when you didn't want to do certain things, it came down to a point where you kind of broke up the team too early. You still had a chance to run it back. You still had a chance to possibly put a championship roster together in the West. So with that being said, you had a bite at the apple and you missed it, but you have to understand and live with that you made a deal with the devil. You have Kevin Durant on your team, and I'm not saying he's a devil, but essentially you have to live with the contract that you have. So everybody in the NBA knows that Kevin Durant wants to leave. So you have to get the best effective deal that you can get to get either players that can play now, that are young, or either draft capital. My 2 cents is just go for draft capital, because you do better with sucking for the next couple of years, maintaining draft picks, and getting stuff that's going to help you rebuild faster. Look at the Oklahoma City Thunder. Look at the Brooklyn Nets, trading away valuable assets to get number one picks. And I'm talking about lottery protected picks to where you can pick in the top 5. You can pick in the top 10. So it's going to be a rough road for them because I don't feel like they have an emerging star anywhere. Having Devin Booker on the team, it is what it is, but you also have to understand that when you get down to it, the Phoenix Suns don't have a championship roster. If you saw how they played like a team that wasn't making the playoffs. They sputtered early and they sputtered often. 4-game losing streaks, 5-game losing streaks, 3-game losing streaks, 2-game losing streaks, and that was consistent of the whole year. That wasn't just one game. That wasn't just 1 week. So you got to understand, when it's all said and done, Phoenix, you don't have a lot of options. You have to look at what's available, and you also have to look at what's on the horizon. Look at where the NBA's headed. Look at where the next crop of NBA players is coming from. And that may be tough, and you got to think, you have an owner that's a basketball fan. Went to Michigan State. He's well-knowledged with information. So he's going to have to make a choice with all that money he spends on the Phoenix Suns. They gave Bradley Beal the no-trade clause in Washington, I believe. So this is one of those things. You have to deal with the situation you're in now, with these salaries that are almost impossible to move. You're going to have to probably absorb some contracts coming back that nobody wants, but it is what it is. Tank. Be bad for 2 or 3 years, and then boom, you have a new team. So it is what it is. In Phoenix, it is what it is. The sun is setting. There doesn't look like anybody of substance is coming through to help them. It doesn't look like the draft is going to be able to help them. They don't have a bench, and you got to think, it is what it is. So you got a new coach on the way. Hopefully he can do something, but it's not going to be with Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant doesn't want to play there anymore. So all you Suns fans, get in the comment section. You agree with me? You disagree with me? Definitely check out Sports Choice Plus, and we'll see you on the very next episode.